Take off. Home point updated. Hey folks, it's Rob. I'm here at the Ford Township Municipal building. Have Lindsay here over here in the front of the building just doing some decorating. But we're going to fly up around the area where Mayor Dean was looking for the headstones and all that were in a little cutoff from the Quintessence. So just fly around as you're going north on 68, we're going around the right side of the property along 68. Going on up. We're going to go up here. And we're going to go forward. We're at 48 feet, which is about what I wanted. Now let's turn it around here. Show off the forward building. There's the Washington Monument down there, where the Indians shot at Washington. And we better get up. That tree is pretty tall. We're going up 119 feet, down a little bit. There's the maintenance building. Here we are. That's our home point. There's the front of the building. Okay, we're going back up. And fly along the highway a little bit here. There's 68. We're going to keep on going up as we fly. Almost to the 400 foot. Max altitude reached. There we go. Should be able to see. In this bright sun, it's tough to see a whole lot on the screen. So, but there, is that the rail tracks there? I think it is. We'll just keep on going down here a ways. There's the creek and the highway. 400 feet maximum altitude we're allowed. So we're going to fly on down here. 89% power. And move out here away from the building. Get a little better signal. Now, probably on about 3,000 feet. 3,300. And there's 68 off to the left. Yeah, rearrange my antennas. Hopefully that makes it a little better. We're going to turn here a little bit. That looks like that's part of the beam farm. But right down on the bottom here should be, there we go. There's a conchoquinessum. And just buzzing along here. There's the railroad tracks. We're going to fly out that way. We'll just kind of go on an exploratory flight here. Thought I was a little further out than that. See the drone. Farmers have so many of their fields all plowed. That's a lot of work. There we are with the creek. Following that. As I said, can't quite tell exactly where we are. Didn't really load maps the way I should have. So I can see what roads and all I'm over. I'm going to change lower left. That's looking out the back of the camera. Yeah. The color screen goes down. Let's change this again. Been in the air 9 minutes. And just on a couple nice turns. Just want to, this is really a preliminary flight. So, back to the map. I think we're going to look back at the highway a little bit. We'll turn it all around here. Yep, that's where home is. Our home position. We're going to 72% power. And again, just following the creek a little bit. Right around there somewhere is where all the railroad tracks are too. So thank you to Mayor Dean, who took me for a little ride out this way. There we go. There's the railroad tracks. So if we do a little turn, there's the one crossing. It's going under 68, I believe. We're going to fly around this area right in here. We'll do a wide 360. %61 power, plenty of power to keep this going. Busy Highway 68. Right along the creek here were many like summer camps, hunting camps and all. People would retire to in the, hopefully in the coolness of summer. Didn't always work that way though. As I said, just going along here. 58% power, keeping my eye on that. Should be coming around to the railroad tracks again. I don't think I passed them. It's tough to keep an eye on the drone and look down at the screen, and I don't want to lose sight of the drone. Yeah, I think that's the tracks right there. Coming up. Oh, that's the creek. Let's head a little further over. Okay. And there we go. We're going to buzz on out here. 51% power. I really like when I'm trying to look over grounds and see where everything is. It's much nicer to do when the temperature's like this, except the foliage really hides everything. So I try and get out very, very early spring or late fall after the leaves are really coming down. But that always doesn't happen well. All right, we're reaching the end of the string. We're out about, let's go around this way. Around this side of the building and see if that makes a difference. There we go. I think this big metal building is blocking my signal. So still doing pretty good. Got a propane tank here, big metal propane tank. And then there's a whole line of trees right in front of me. That will also absorb a whole lot of signal. So there we go. All right, we're going to try to do a little 360 here. Let's see how that works out. See my home point moving on the screen there. I do the 360. There's the railroad tracks again. And we'll look a little further down here. Not much wind here, but it is picking up. So I just, I'm going to bring it back 42% power. I have 2 more batteries fully charged. I have a 4th one that's not charged. But, oh well. Again, just having a good time out here with the drone. So, railroad tracks. That's about where I started on my 360. I'm going to turn it around here. Not sure what road that is. Here we are. Not sure if I hear a chopper or who. But you know what? We are just going to hit the auto return to home.
Return to home.
There we go. No, not a helicopter. That was a tractor. Someone's cutting grass here. So there we go. Nope, he's just heading down the road. 37% power. And there's our home point. The big 4014 big boy train. I think it's going to be north of our area here. Coming through Monday or Tuesday, if everything stays on schedule. Fully rebuilt, reconditioned steam engine. The last one of 25 that's in running condition. May have to try and see if I can catch that on video. That would be fun. We'll see how the weather and everything works out. 33% power and coming right along here. Didn't even look to see how far out I was. There we go. Got an eye on it now without any problem. As I said, the drone is so small if you look away and then try and look back up to catch it, it's really tough to get an eye back on it. What a beautiful day. Said that we were going to have a storm rolling in from Ohio about 3 o'clock. And I show it's about 8 minutes of 3. And the weather's holding up pretty nice. Is our descent starting? Okay.
Landing.
There you go, big guy. Well, everyone, hey, it was a fun flight. I had not flown from this area before. This was fun. Thanks for being along on the ride. Talk to you all soon.